What's up, Tangerines? We're standing in front of the Adeo bus station right now, and today we are going to Peru. So we decided to save a little bit of money by not checking any bags and trying to stick to their 10-kilo weight limit of a bag and a personal item, and they didn't even check the weight, so...
Yeah, which was super surprising to me. We're in basic economy, which is the cheapest possible, and that even includes alcoholic beverages. So Aeromexico does not try to nickel and dime you.
From Mexico City to Lima, they offered us an upgrade, or they offered for us to pay for an upgrade to first class. So we bid slightly higher than the lowest amount we could, and we got it at the last minute, which also gives us access to this first class lounge. This will be our first time ever going into a lounge or flying first class, so needless to say, I'm excited! And we're like 99% sure it is not allowed to record in there, so if you see anything after this point, it might be illegal footage. How you feeling?
Good. I've never had this much room on a plane.
What? Oh my god. What the?
You know, I have to say this is easily the best airplane food I've ever had.
It is 5:36 and we just arrived in Lima. It's too early and we're tired.
Hasta luego, que les vaya muy bien.
Jordan, is it weird to think that we've never breathed air in Peru before?
Or in South America?
Ah, it smells good actually. It's like raining right now, like misting.
So we got on Wi-Fi, on the airport Wi-Fi. We called our Uber out inside while we had Wi-Fi, and then came out to try to find him, and we couldn't find the car. We were looking for the license plate, but he actually came up to us walking.
Es peor ahora porque estamos cansados.
Just now he had to go buy some ticket. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's to pay for parking. So we're just waiting for him to come back.
¿Qué nos recomienda?
Todo.
Todo.
Hello, Tangerines from Lima, Peru.
We are staying in the neighborhood called Miraflores, which is right along the coast here. In the 2 days that we've been here so far, one of them was spent sleeping because we had like about a 20-hour travel day and we were completely exhausted. But we're soaking in these views here and just about to get coffee at this really cool cafe with great views supposedly, and we know that because it's called Buena Vista Cafe.
Good View Cafe.
Right off the bat, some things that we're trying to acclimate to quickly are the differences in Spanish from Mexico to, where the heck are we? Peru. We're noticing it a lot in food, so obviously there's lots of new dishes that we've never experienced, but even what food is called, like avocado, aguacate in Mexico, is palta here.
There's so many foods that are different words, so it's almost as if we're on another continent or something.
Oh Jordan. And the other thing is currency. It is soles in Peru.
Oh yeah, I keep looking at prices thinking it's pesos. Don't make that mistake.
So my salad was 22 soles and your breakfast was kind of like a combo?
Mine was 23 pesos and that included espresso, juice, and the plate. And the best part of my breakfast was, without a doubt, the view. Everyone raves about the food in Peru. So far, I found it very underwhelming. I know, I haven't gotten to the staples yet. We haven't had ceviche or anything else that was recommended.
We haven't really had anything that's like original to Peru.
I'm sure the best is yet to come.
So to get to know Lima a little better, we're going to go with an expert. Someone is going to take us around on a bike tour of the neighborhoods Miraflores and Barranco, two of the most popular ones and the ones that we wanted to see the most.
Ready to go?
Oh yeah.
This island right here behind me, it's called San Lorenzo, but apparently there's sea lions and penguins there. I honestly thought penguins were just like a cold water ice thing, Antarctica. Yeah, exactly. But you can put on a wetsuit and jump in the water and they'll swim up next to you.
But the water is very cold, so that's why you need a wetsuit, I imagine. Probably too cold for me. That's behind me used to be in a region called Moquegua, and they brought it here to be an accent to this park that's along the ocean here. And it was actually designed by the same guy who designed the Eiffel Tower. How cool is that? So we just came from over in this direction, and that is where Miraflores is. Then we have this brand new bridge that they're building to basically make a friendship between Miraflores and Barranco neighborhood, and the bridge is going to be called Puente de la Amistad for that reason.
We're in Barranco right now, which totally reminds me of a lot of cities in Mexico. It's
the architecture, the buildings.
Yeah, it became super colorful all of a sudden, and look what we just found. Come here.
Well, this isn't actually for real, but it's El Centro of this Centro. It's not the Centro of Barranco though, apparently.
No.
Our guide was telling us, so the reason that this neighborhood is so much more colorful than the other ones is because in Peru it can often be gray outside, the weather very hazy, foggy. So in this neighborhood they're much more artsy, and they're like, we want to add some color to our life and we want this to be a happy city. Hence all the colorful buildings and murals.
But it's not gray all the time. In the summer it clears up a lot and this haziness goes away.
Of this very well-known bridge called Puente de los Suspiros, which means the bridge of sighs. And basically what you're supposed to do is make a wish, hold your breath, and get all the way across.
Without breathing.
Without breathing.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Wish, 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 I wish.
I was trying not to laugh.
Your face is really red, so you must have also not been breathing.
So we got this food that's very typical of Peru. They're like Peruvian donuts called picarrones.
And is this like honey on top or syrup of some kind?
Like syrup.
Syrup?
Okay. Yeah, the syrup is really sweet. The outside is a bit crunchy and like kind of airy, soft on the inside.
Fluffy?
It's good.
We had a great time on that bike tour. I feel like we covered so much ground in Lima and saw the various neighborhoods, but honestly we really were just dipping our toes in the water of trying to get out there and explore this mysterious city we don't know much about. And now we were at this Japanese sushi place called Makoto. We were really wanting to try out something highly Peruvian, but there is a lot of Japanese and Chinese influence within the city, so technically it's kind of unique to here in a small way.
But our drinks that we got are very unique to here. I got a pisco sour, well, like their version of pisco sour, and you got, what was it called?
Pisake sour, so it's like pisco, sake, and like the sour, the mixers
I
in
want
there.
to tell them about pisco sour.
Pisco is made from grapes in this region, very traditional, and it is a distilled liquor.
So my sushi was 37 soles and it was excellent, outstanding, like some of the best sushi I've ever had. How about yours?
So mine was 49 soles for the 12-piece roll, and it had pretty much everything you could want in a sushi. Shrimp, salmon, avocado, cucumber, egg, crab mix, also some of the best sushi I've ever had.
Good morning. We are still in the Miraflores district and we are at Parque del Amor.
Right in front of this statue called El Beso, because as you can see these two people are kissing, so this is a very popular place for lovers to come. Surrounding the whole thing are these tiles that have love quotes on them, inspirational type quotes. Unlike yesterday, it's much foggier, cloudier, mistier here in Lima, and that's pretty typical of this time of the year. It's summer in the northern hemisphere, but winter here, and so it's kind of always has this like cloudy fogginess. And it tends to be about 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, but that means there are far less tourists, far less travelers here. Oh, and also the plane tickets are cheaper, so that's why we ended up here. There was like a great like flash deal on Aeromexico, and so here we are.
I'm really glad we did that biking tour yesterday because the day we got here, the city just felt so overwhelming to me. We were super exhausted from traveling. We didn't know what to do, where to go.
We picked one restaurant to go to because it had some traditional Peruvian barbecue, and then we're trying to ask about food allergies and getting blank looks, and it was we ended up having to leave because there was stuff with onion and stuff. We went somewhere else and we're getting more blank looks when we said the Spanish that we're used to saying in Mexico, and must sound pretty odd here, I guess, because I don't know. So yeah, it seemed really intimidating to explore this huge city.
But after being on the bike tour and seeing a bit more of Miraflores and the Barranco district, it seems a lot less intimidating today, and we actually have a plan of attack now. Right now we're headed to the third most popular destination in all of Peru. Number 1 being Machu Picchu, number 2 the Mountain of 7 Colors, and 3
the shopping mall Larcomar, which is right on the ocean. It's this what appears to be kind of a luxury shopping mall. I don't know exactly what makes it so special that it's the third most popular, but let's go check it out.
Yeah, let's go.
Es un destilado de uva. Esto tiene la cepa de la uva es Torontel.
Okay. So this is my first time trying pisco by itself. Apparently this is a really nice brand, Cuatro Gallos, and you're not typically supposed to have it on its own because it's really strong, 45% alcohol.
40%.
40% alcohol, but just for funsies, I'm going to have a little sip. It's really strong. Not as sweet as I was expecting, smooth, but it does dissipate. He was saying that it like dissipates in the back of your throat as you drink it. Kind of warms up. It's definitely warming up. I think I might be able to breathe the fire now.
So this is something very traditional in Peru. It's called chicha morada. It's a drink made with some berries, but mostly purple corn. It's pretty sweet, really good. I like it a lot. I've tried it once before and that was in Merida. This is my second time and I'll be getting this every time.
Can I try?
¿Adivinan de qué? ¿Adivinan de qué está hecho? ¿Sienten el sabor de qué fruta es?
Creo que es maíz.
Maíz morado. Eso lo ves aquí.
¿Y qué más?
Piña,
Piña.
canela,
Canela. Y clavo.
clavo de olor, canela, membrillos.
Membrillos.
Similar a una manzana, pero más ácida.
Okay.
So one of the typical Peruvian dishes that we got was called gausa, which online is described kind of like a casserole. They made it look, in my opinion, like a big sushi roll kind of a deal. And it's coated with this potato mixture, really creamy. I honestly don't know what all was in the middle besides like avocado.
Pollo.
And,
Chicken.
Oh, chicken. Yeah, it was so good. I'm definitely going to try to order that again. It had so much flavor and just kind of a different texture and experience than I'm used to with that type of a dish.
Yeah, and then we also got anticuchos, which is made of cow heart. And we've never had anything like that.
I had to just pretend I didn't know what it was so that I could try it. And once I did, I was like, okay, it's not that bad. It's kind of like a very...
It wasn't as tender as I thought it was going
Yeah,
to
it
be.
wasn't as tender. It was like a tough kind of beef.
If
you told me it was just beef meat, I would have believed that.
I don't think I would order that again, but it was interesting to try.
Yeah, try anything once, right?
I said yesterday that I was kind of underwhelmed with the Peruvian food so far, but I have to say that after last night and today, I'm like, I love this food.
Yeah, I think you just got some bad luck with a dish or two because so far I'm like, we just don't have enough time here to eat all the food I want to eat because I'm full and I want to eat again because that was amazing. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. The video is not quite over yet, but don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see our weekly travel videos that we put out. We also wanted to take a moment to say thank you so much to everyone who went to tangerinetravels.com to purchase some of our new merchandise. I hate saying merch. This is just one of the designs that are available and it has made us smile ear to ear to see the pictures you guys have shared with us on social media of your shirts. If you're interested in getting a shirt, do not worry about the shipping. Pretty much anywhere in the world it's going to be about $3 to ship it to you, so can't get any better than that.
Something I think is super cool about the Miraflores district is overlooking these cliffs here. They have this black netting that's to cover up the rocks because the rocks were falling on cars. But on top of the netting, they have these vines growing into it. Some locations are just totally covered.
Fun fact, Lima is actually a desert, so all of these plants, including the grass and probably everything except for native desert plants, are all placed here. And they tried to pick low water plants so that they have drip systems and they're not having to use the valuable resource of water, which is very limited. So with this cloudy weather, this cloudy fogginess, I find myself being super tired while we're here because it's just kind of like not sunny. It hasn't been sunny this whole time. So we stopped into a coffee shop called Chef's Cafe, which is very close to Kennedy Park, another big attraction here in Lima. I got a double espresso with whipped cream, which is either going to be 9 or 10 soles. On every chair here, they have like a lock, which I imagine is to, it's not a lock, it's just like a buckle to put your bag on so people can't steal it as easily. Something people said when we were coming here was be careful, watch your stuff all the time. But I've accidentally left Jordan's backpack open twice, and both times someone within seconds was like, amigo, su mochila está abierto, like your backpack is open. So maybe that is the case closer to Centro, that you have to be worried about that type of stuff, or in other neighborhoods. But so far it does seem like people are pretty helpful and honest, maybe trying to help that, prevent that from happening. Go ahead.
I'm in your cookie.
Eat my tiny cookie.
Look at this thing.
It's adorable.
We're in this cool place right in the middle of Miraflores right now. It's called Kennedy Park. And one thing that's super interesting about this park is there's stray cats all over the place. Señora. Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
This park is also called 7 de Junio, which, as it happens, is today. So, perfect day for us to visit.
It's literally hunting right now.
Oh, it's going to get it. Oh my gosh. I've never seen a cat hunt anything. Something that seems very, very prevalent in Peru, in Lima, is honking and traffic. And we've noticed this especially when we're trying to sleep. There's tons of honking. When we're trying to walk, when we're just standing there, when we're eating. I'm just kidding, it's all the time. So it's really cool in Miraflores, I think specifically, they have these middle median walking streets kind of deal. But a particular reason why these walking streets are so incredibly nice, or on the Malecon as well, is because cars here do not stop for you. They will not stop for you. You have to make eye contact, you have to throw your hands up and do a little dance or something.
When we were on the tour though, I swear our tour guide's hand was magic. He would like hold it up, and
wave at them a little bit, and
yeah.
then they stopped. But for the impatient drivers, they will lay on their horn at you. You probably hear it in the background right now. Like, drivers just honk at everything, including you. Even if you're running across the street, but they want you to not be there. It's like, I don't know. It's scary.
I wouldn't want to drive here, that's for sure. Being in our Uber from the airport, that was, what a nightmare.
I was having anxiety attacks watching this guy drive, and he knew what he was doing.
Today we're headed from our Airbnb in Miraflores to the Barranco district, where we're going to be walking around exploring some of the colorful buildings and grabbing some lunch at what's supposed to be a really great restaurant there. We're in our Uber right now, and we picked Uber X, which was significantly more expensive than Uber Pool. It was $2.70 for what I think is a 10-minute ride. So pretty affordable Ubers here.
¿Quieren algo para tomar?
Chicha morada, por favor.
Una chicha morada
Y para mí, café americano, por favor.
americana. Ok. Voy a empezar con sus bebidas mientras...
¿Y qué nos recomienda entre ceviche clásico y ceviche carretillero?
El carretillero a mí en lo particular me gusta más. Tiene pasta de ají amarillo, o sea el ceviche es de color amarillo. Y tiene chicharrón frito de calamar.
Prefiero clásico, entonces.
Ok.
Un ceviche clásico. Ceviche clásico.
Gracias.
Americano.
So everyone raves about the ceviche in Lima, and this ceviche that we got looks like some fish and popcorn kernels. So,
And giant corn kernels as well. I
So-
think this is actually a popular snack, this like toasted corn. It's my new favorite snack. Toasted corn from Lima.
El chicharrón.
Es chicharros.
chicharros.
Un frijol verde, pequeño.
No tiene frijol, a ver si me pueden enseñar.
No sé, es un frijol, pero es pequeño, verde, verdura.
Alberja.
Trying to explain what peas are when chicharros is not understood. Oh my.
Yeah, many words are different here, especially in terms of food.
The lemony sauce part of this is awesome. You should try.
Well, I better try your new favorite snack. Oh, that is really good. I was expecting them to be harder than that.
It's just like nice.
There's a crunch, but it's soft. Let's try some fish. A little bit of it mixed together. Wow, that is really good. Always avoided ceviche, but that was good.
Yeah, people have told us that the ceviche in Peru is like a must try, and it's way different than you will have probably ever tried. And I concur, that was way different than any ceviche ever. Like, it doesn't have the cilantro and some other like tomato and different things that we typically find in ceviche in Mexico.
But I'd eat that for every meal.
Oh
I
my
swear.
gosh,
It
that was so good. And that corn, that crunchy corn, we're gonna have to get more of that somewhere somehow.
Yeah, this place was called La 73.
And 5 stars for me. That was super
absolutely.
good. Now we are going deeper into the Barranco neighborhood to see what this bohemian artsy neighborhood is all about. the Barranco neighborhood. All I see here is Puebla, Mexico. So if we have any Poblanos watching, what do you guys think? Does this remind you of the city as well? Because the architecture, the building facades, the colorful buildings, and even some murals, it just says Puebla to me.
Tiles on buildings.
Tiles on buildings, oh yeah. And that ceviche was really good, but I'm still hungry. Are you?
Yeah, we wanted to share 2 plates there. We ended up only sharing 1 because everything was prepared with her allergy or stuff she's allergic to. So now we're headed somewhere else to find some more Peruvian
Rustle
food.
up some grub. We are now here in a restaurant called Muya. We picked this place because it has a lot of very traditional Peruvian dishes, and of course we are trying again a pisco sour because that's another very typical drink from this area. They're super good this time. I'm very curious to see how the food is going to be. I got causa de pollo reimaginado, I believe it was called, so reimagined causa, and it comes with avocado usually, potato mixture with egg, and in this case chicken, and lots of other ingredients, but it's almost too beautiful to eat. Almost. Okay, that food was so good.
Well, I got a fish fillet there, and I honestly didn't really like it.
You had such bad luck with food here. I feel bad, Jordan. 5 stars for me, I'm sorry. So we are now here in this handicraft extravaganza called Inca Market, where there's lots of local Peruvian crafts,
Inca crafts.
fabrics, clothing, which is like heaven for me because I love looking at the stuff in Mexico. And here, noticing a lot of similarities, but not exactly the same, different styles.
Especially a lot of fabrics and a lot of scarves and things like that.
Lots of llamas and alpacas. Super cute. And lots of color. Ah, I love looking at this stuff. Or is it an alpaca? I don't really know the difference.
I think most of these are alpacas, but I'm not sure.
Oh my gosh, it's so soft. Gracias.
Gracias.
So I got 2 of these very colorful poofy ball things, which seem to be...
Poopy ball thing.
I don't know what they're called. They seem to be very typical of Peru though, so we wanted something that reminded us of our trip here. And this is what we picked because it's nice and light, and 5 soles each, so 10 total. So we found this other Inca market to walk around, and we ended up buying a few things here. We're talking with the shop owner, and as time has gone on during this week, we find it easier and easier to talk with people and understand them, but we do tend to give ourselves away by saying things like Monday.
Like when she didn't understand what he said, she said Monday, which is commonly said in Mexico.
Hard habit to break.
In other places, they might say something like como.
But I'm sure people can tell right away because so many words are different here. We've noticed though, especially with food ingredients are called just totally different stuff.
It is now Sunday, and we're in Centro Historico. We're getting some breakfast here before the changing of the guards, which is like a daily tradition they have at noon. But every time we go to a restaurant, just because the food has been so good here, we're like, okay, what other Peruvian dishes can we get? So I forgot to record before I started digging in, but I got trout with garlic and yellow pepper sauce. The yellow pepper sauce you see a lot here, and trout you see pretty commonly. And you got something.
Leche de tigre. So good.
What's it taste like?
Tangy, lime, salt. The fish is like just super tender. I'm not used to that with ceviche. I feel like sometimes it can be kind of tough. All the fish we've tried, even the shrimp is like super soft. I don't actually know what all is in the sauce, but it's very similar to the tangy, citrusy ceviche sauce. This particular one has some type of trout, camarones, what are those called? Shrimp. The very large Inca corn, and oh my gosh, it's just like explosion of flavor. Every new dish I try, I'm like, do we have to leave? Because I'm totally in love with the food here.
It looks like the central square of Peru has the same design that many of the squares in Mexico have. Right here you have the government's palace, Right here is the cathedral, and if I had to guess, either this or this is the house of the founders.
And that would make a lot of sense considering there's a lot of Spanish influence here, just like Mexico, so they would have designed the central plazas the same way.
So in past videos, if you've been following along, you may have noticed that around my eyes have been red and like maybe looking tired looking, and I've gotten 1,000 comments on this. And no, I'm not high, no, I'm not sick, no, I don't have allergies. It's just something that's been going on with me as a skin condition I have that gets worse when I eat more sugar.
Or
and
breads and like, stuff like that.
And I've been having more of that on this trip, and it's gotten really bad in the last day. So if you're wondering what that is, that's what it is.
So this procession happens every single day, and it's not quite noon yet, so they might do it earlier than that, or in between 11:30 to noon or thereabouts. This is quite the procession, a daily thing.
So the band started playing at 11:30, and it's like 11:55 right now, and they're just finishing up, it looks like. So we heard changing of the guard happens at noon every day. I don't know for sure if this concert happens every day, but it seems like it. So that was less of a shift change and more of an hour-long procession involving 100 people with music and choreography.
I thought like what they were doing with the guns and stuff, that was really cool. They were all in sync, super awesome. And I don't know that any of the footage that we got is going to look so great because we were looking through a grate, a fence, a huge wrought iron fence. But that was cool.
Interesting.
I'm glad we had the experience.
And crazy that that's every day.
Yeah, now we're in Plaza de San Martin, and we're just walking around the downtown area of Lima, and the architecture is absolutely stunning. Just the detail on the buildings, and you look down every street, and it's kind of like got a flat facade with building after building after building. It reminds me so much of downtown Guadalajara and Puebla, but obviously just Spanish influence this side of the world, this part of the world. It's so beautiful.
Security came up to us, and I thought they were going to tell us we couldn't film or something, but then they were just like welcoming us, saying this is Plaza San Martin, and it's named after Don Jose San Martin, who liberated Peru in 1821. And then
shortly after that,
right after that, this group of girls came up to us with these boxes of porridge.
instant porridge.
And they wanted us to take a picture, like, I don't know, we don't endorse this porridge if you see these pictures floating around.
I was like, okay.
But we were like, whatever.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We had such an incredible time here in Lima. Honestly, I can't wait to come back again. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Maybe share it with a friend if you think they might like it as well. Subscribe to our channel to see more travel vlogs we have coming up. And one more thing. Gong that bell so you are the first to be notified when we put out a new video.
And we will see you soon.